batteries not included. We're going to bring up your next comic. Please give it up for Ken Strangway.
Absolute comedy. Can't think of any place I'd rather be right now. But how you guys doing? You ever notice you never end up being what you thought you'd be growing up? A lot of kids want to be cops, or firemen, astronauts. I wanted to either be a hot air balloon pilot or a nut model. I might not be much to look at, but my balls are pretty spectacular. It seems like, who's got time for hot air balloon pilot training? The older I get, the fewer people out there willing to pay money to see my balls. Is there any single women in the audience? Any at all? Not a one. Why is it whenever I start with that joke, those single girls? Personally, I like my women beefy, you know? Like a large woman. I like to know there's a woman there, but I almost have my arms all the way around her. I have literally slept with tons of women. I was in Houston a few years back. Any of you guys ever been there? Houston? Really? So you know it's a big town. That is a fat town. I picked up a couple of queen-size honeys there. 2 of them. Oh yeah, a guy like me in Houston, I'm like a supermodel. They look at me and go, ooh, look at that slightly obese piece of man meat. I bet you he's only got borderline diabetes and slight sleep apnea. I gotta get me a piece of that. You know what? They did. I don't want to brag or nothing, but I racked up a quarter ton in one hot, sweaty, sexually awkward weekend. I'm pretty sure right now you're dying to know more about me. So I'll tell you. My name's Ken, and I'm half gypsy, half circus folk. My dad actually met my mom cleaning up her cage. It must have been love at first sight, because 9 weeks later, I was born. You can probably imagine circus folk don't raise A+ students. I remember one year I had to do a report on early man. I did mine on Homo erectus. Just a hilarious name, so why not? It went something like this: Homo erectus by Ken Strangway. Life was hard for Homo erectus, but we owe him a lot. They put almost anything in their mouth to see if it was edible or not. It wasn't uncommon to find Homo erectus with a mouthful of nuts or face down in woolly mammoth pie. When they weren't shoving things in their mouth, they spent the time decorating their cave and polishing their gloves. Believe it or not, I got a D- for this piece of work. She couldn't prove it didn't happen that way, so she had to give me a passing grade. So I've been in Ottawa a couple of years now. I'm starting to pick up French, but I'm learning it all from an elevator. Now with the little bit I remember from high school, I can now say going up, going down, and can I go to the washroom? I'm sure that government job's right around the corner. So one family that really doesn't get enough credit is the Motts. You know the Clamato people? What was that guy thinking, drinking his fresh squeezed clam juice one morning going, you know what, this could use tomato. Or the 2 little Mott brothers running around banging into each other going, hey, you got your clam juice in my tomato juice. No, you got your tomato juice in my clam juice. Either way, I'm glad they did it. It took me a little while, but I figured out how to make clam juice. A little tricky. You got to hold them real gentle and rub them at the bottom. It takes a little while, but they start squirming pretty good. Speaking of milking a clam, my wife and I are trying to have a baby. Not going quite as planned, so we're seeing a fertility doctor. Doctor's going like, what are you guys doing? Like what things are you trying out? Oh, Doc, I'm doing everything. I'm not pulling out. We're having sex. We even tried sticking our thumbs together and farting at the same time. Nothing's working. Apparently, don't wear a condom. Since I got married, I've noticed a few changes. All my shirts seem to be shrinking, for one. And the websites I used to visit, completely different than the ones that I do now. Used to be stuff like donkey loving, little people, big orgasms, queen size pudding fights. Now I'm looking at stuff like IKEA.ca, Better Homes and Gardens. Where did my balls go? They used to be spectacular.
Everybody. There are a lot of beautiful women here in Ottawa. Yeah, fellas, you gotta love the ladies. Guys, ever meet a girl, maybe, you know, she's got like a nice body, but then you do not know